I'm Cintia Ferris, El Antero. I'm well, you might have seen on the webpage some information about me. I'm one of the therapists here at the VICON Method, and I am a psychologist. I'm an educational and health psychologist. I work in the clinical setting, and I've been working in developing developmental language strategies. I don't know, for the past 15 years at least. So quite a long time. Hey, okay, let's see. So I don't know how should I pronounce it's Daya or
Hello.
hi. Yes.
Thank you. It's Dia. It's actually my name is actually Dia Rai, but it's a shortcut, so it's Dia. Dia.
Dia. Oh, okay.
Like Dia in Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to make it sound too Spanish as I am here in Spain. I was like, I can't say it like dia.
Yes, you can.
But
You
it
can.
is, yeah, fantastic. It's going to be so easy, and
Yes.
I'm going to remember you because
Absolutely.
So you have an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
An ASD 8-year-old.
Yeah, she's a girl. She's autistic. I'm French actually, living in UK. And yeah, I'm taking care of my daughter, and I am working in a charity as I'm doing coaching for parents.
Oh.
Yeah, in autism, because I was helping my daughter, and I've learned so much about autism, all the techniques and everything, that now I'm helping parents in France.
Oh, great.
So,
it is so important because it can be quite a shocker.
Absolutely.
Having an ASD kid, it's a challenge. It's a huge challenge. And
indeed, absolutely. And it's quite hard to manage. There's lot to do, to be honest. Every interaction has to be like prepared. You have to think about what you have to say, what you have to do, how to do things, how to say, like, and it can be quite challenging. And obviously it's hard. It's hard, especially when you have other children to look
after, of course.
After,
yeah, it is sort of like being foreign.
Yeah,
because for them, our world or our interactions are quite difficult to. Well, I don't know how your kid is, but it could dysregulate them. It could just not be understandable. So, and for us to start getting into our minds the way they are,
exactly,
can be also quite challenging. So amazing what you're doing. It's so great because helping others, not having to learn to, you advance
face the
them.
same challenges.
Not facing them and making lots of mistakes. And
yes, absolutely. And time is so crucial, because these children are, when they're small, they can learn so many things. They can learn so many things, but obviously that's when they are small that you have to do everything, that you really have to take some actions. And at the same time, when they are small, is the most challenging time. So it's the time where you're the most tired. So I'm trying to help them. Yeah, I'm trying to help them to put this tiredness aside and like be there for the children, because they will see results. As I saw results with mine, she was nonverbal until she was 5 years old, and then now she's verbal. She's going to a mainstream school with a unit, speech and language unit.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, she can communicate her needs. She can tell me if she's hurt, if she's not feeling well, her emotions and everything. So there's some improvement. So that's why you need to improvement. Yeah, you need to work.
So I'm going to say hello to Monica as well, who also wrote in the chat. Nice meeting you too. In a way, I'm going to answer Dia's question. What's our platform or enterprise about. Oh, hi, Petra. Oh, I didn't know that Petra was the shorter for Petruta. Interesting. I love that. Okay, so you don't have a diagnosis. She's telling me that she has a 4-year-old, not yet diagnosed, but on the process. So okay, she has a nonverbal kid who just started school. So yeah, in crucial moments in everybody's life, starting school. So great. I'm going to talk a little bit before I go ahead. In case you don't know, we are there is Cristina created a method to stimulate language and communication, mainly with ASD kids, but not solely. Oh, give me a minute. I have my cats stuck. Just a second. No. Because if not, I was going to be distracted the whole time. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how it started and its structure and all the stimulation it has, but mainly it's a platform for language and communication development. And it has like 2 main areas: the online platform to do the stimulation from school and home mainly, and it could also include therapy. We also think, because we think globally, that it would be great that therapy could also be included in those, but it should be for therapy like a very small part and sort of like a link on or a connection, not just like it's not a pillar of the therapy, of course, but so that's in general what the method is about. I'm going to give a few extra moments if someone else is it's coming. And as you'll see, I think that our platform, it's a quite unique tool for the language. Oh, I was saying it has like, I'm sorry, I zoom out. It has 2 main things. It has like the online platform for stimulation, and then it has through WhatsApp our guidance, because parents or teachers need some well, first, if you have any questions or doubts, of course, they need to be solved, but there needs, as parents and teachers become co-therapists, they need to develop some strategies that so we have as professionals to do that. So that would be the whole proposal. No, those 2 things that go together and make a quite, I think, a quite unique and very effective tool for language and communication development. I'm going to slowly begin because I want to give like 5 minutes, but as I start, slowly, I'm going to tell you the plan for today. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history and the different aspects, or because we are going to talk a little bit about some of the struggles we therapists find and how that started creating the idea and the method itself. Then I'm going to propose some tools for you to continue developing, mainly with the method, but it could be without. The language and communication skill of your kid. And then we are going to have a Q&A for you to be able to propose any questions or concerns or anything that you would share for the related to the method mainly. Also, this is a way of you beginning to experience another of the things that we offer, which is a monthly gather together, because as Dia was saying, we therapists, and I think that parents as well, when you work or have a kid with developmental difficulties, you feel quite lonely and the struggle is quite hard. So we try to build community, and also we try to offer you tools that have to do with language and development, but sometimes with other things that are not part of the method, but that are very important to take into account or to solve. Or sometimes it's because you ask many times, what could I do with this? What could I do with that? And it finally becomes like a seminar. So once a month, each of the therapists gives this kind of the beginning, it's a lecture, and then it's just a gather round where you can share your experiences. I think it's very enriching, because sharing your own experience can help others not feeling lonely within their own struggle. Because sometimes if you compare yourself with non-autistic children, it is harder, and also it gives hopes if you have already find a way through some things for other parents. So we also try to provide that other experience in those monthly gatherings. So this is sort of you interested in the method, being able to find out about it, but also having the experience of some of the services we offer, like at a side of the pure thing that, or the main thing that we offer. So everything started with Cristina mainly, but we all have that thing, and I think that it resonates with most parents, that we all ask ourselves, why is it so difficult to develop language and communication skill in kids, mainly with ASD children, but or with any other rather serious difficulty in its development? Why is it so hard, right? So one of the two main answers our system tries to provide is that for language and communication development, because it is a complex skill, it is a complex skill because it has like many layers. Some of the layers are complex within themselves, and they also have like the social aspect around it. So it gives like an extra difficulty. So for that kind of development, 1 or 2 times a week stimulation, it's really hard to see results that stick, because you need both immersion and intensity, right? So that is one of the things our method tries to offer, giving parents and teachers a stimulation that can be used daily, many times a day, or that can be offered to the kid in different moments of the day, in different contexts. And that also gives you sort of, to the adult, a background so that it can be intense enough, because you can work with the material between the visualizations. It also has like the motivational aspect, because I don't know how much you know about the method, but it has a musical component, which I think it's central and at the core of how effective it is, because it is very motivational for different reasons. First, because it brings, I think, like personal involvement. We humans are related to music from ancient times, even before we spoke. So music has that, it's rooted within us. And I think it brings sort of a joy, 2 things, like an enjoyment thing and like a joint moment with others, which is actually very, very motivational, we found. Motivation is also very important, because another frustrating situation when you try to develop language and communication skill with kids is that you find that you try and try and try to teach or to show things, and you get things and then you lose them, you get them again and then you lose them again, they don't stick. And then it brings like that sort of structure, but joint moment, which is quite enjoyable. And also, I think at school, it allows joyful moments with kids who have ASD, which are moments that are hard to get, but you see them when you play with other kids, the music with your kids. So it gives like a playful moment together. It brings like a ground of like a common ground where they can find and do things together. So it brings your kid with the others closer. I think that's another beautiful thing about the method. But then it's not because sometimes music therapy, it has like a I don't know, like a non-structure, how do you call it, name, or you expect them to be sort of non-structure or like following the kid or something like that. And our method is very structured. It has like a unique mixture of, I think, like of the most scientific backed up strategies with kids who are therapeutic pedagogy, ABA, and all the development knowledge that we have about the language and communication strategy. So hopefully this brings like an element of confidence in offering a stimulation that is backed up by most of the reliable scientific knowledge of the moment, at least. No? It also, and this is another part of the motivational aspect of the method, because it is based on video modeling. First of all, we know all of our kids are digital native, so their relationship with the technology is really different from ours. Mostly goes, but it also, the effect of the video modeling on our kids and its effectiveness, I think that goes back to the fact that most of us, apart from practicing, you need to have in your own mind, reproduce in the screen of your own mind what you are learning. And small kids, and especially ASD kids, have imaginatory difficulties. So this offers that possibility of having all the elements that they need to learn put on a screen that could be revisited many times in the same way without any change or anything that could bring an element of distraction or difficulty. Also, and having said that, it also allowed us therapists to focus on different aspects of the experience that are impossible to reproduce in the therapy session. Like, for example, having a white screen, or because you know that sensory issues can interfere with development and learning. So there is a white screen that focus the attention on the aspects that are being highlighted of all the aspects of language that are being taught. It also has, well, all the aspects of language given in different moments of the songs, or also the videos, not only on the songs, because it's not all singing. But well, those aspects really, I think, and I'm sorry, are very, very important. So, for example, zoom to the mouth. There are some things that are very, very hard to reproduce on a real setting that the video gives us as like an asset, no? So, and as I said, the video modeling also has like, it gives like a scaffolded social mediation. I don't know if I'm being clear with this, what I mean, because it makes it easier to learn with others. Because it has a structure, they know the structure is repeated, and so they can relax because the variety is going to come from only one aspect, which is the other, but you know what is going to happen in the interaction, so it makes it easier and more enjoyable. I think that is what we find in families, for example, and also within schools. And for us adults, it is quite easy to use. It gives us like an open door to our kids' world, but it also gives us like a background, because most of the time when we don't share all the context with our kids, sometimes our kids at home do things and we don't know if it is related with something that happened in other context. So this gives us sort of a common background, so that you know when it makes some things, what it is referred to, and you can interact with that, or just know what it is about, and just participate with him on that activity. For example, when you listen to him singing or saying some words, you can take that glove and move on with the stimulation. So all this means that you have like a structured, comprehensive, mainly visual and musical tool that includes everything that you need to develop language and communication skills at home and in school settings, and also as an asset, an extra asset, if you are in a therapeutic setting. What this means is that it is designed as a complementary resource for the presential therapist. We don't try to take them away, but because of that intensity and immersion necessity, there has to be a way to stimulate many times a day, every day, so that the skills are being pushed forward. And it also gives everybody who is in contact with the child like a special common ground, you know, so that that also helps with the learning, now that I'm thinking about it, because it also generalizes what you offer, because even though it is the same video and some things, the others do different things. So you have to sort of adjust, our kid has to adjust some of the learning to that sort of interaction, and that deepens and strengthens the learning, even though it could be some challenge. It's not something that we've been referred to. So, and also, and I was forgetting to say, the video modeling also goes really, really deep, because without the context noise, it goes straight to those mirror neurons that start to activate themselves. And that is why I think we have all these spectacular results with the method. So I hope all of what I've said really encourage you to try. We have a 2-week trial so that you can see if it is for you and for your kid, or for your student. We also provide, as I said, a professional support in case you need to develop all those skills that are very important. We are going to start talking about some of them so that we get started and moving with the method. So the first one is our observational skills. This is very, very important, because sometimes, well, we have neurotypical minds, so we expect some things and start seeing the world as our kid sees it, or also start seeing our kid in the things that he can do, the point where he is. It is a very important moment, because it's difficult to work forward if you don't know fully or in a quite deep way where you are. So getting to know and observe your kid and his abilities or her abilities, it's very, very important, or where he is. Because sometimes I talk a lot about this, because many times I found parents who say something like, it's not working, I don't know, it's not working for him. They send me a video of a very attentive and motivated kid who is not serious, is smiling to the video and moving with the song and looking at the mother and saying, oh, look at this, you know. And for example, they don't see that because they see that there is no imitation, for example, because that is what they expect, but it's not where they are. But that is seeing those skills, no, that share experience about something else, the enlightenment and the enjoyment of the activity. It's the beginning that goes towards imitation, but you need to take them into account. So that is what I mean with developing observational skills. And also, and very important, also getting to know and getting that observational skills toward yourself. What are the things that are harder and easier for you? In which things you connect easier? Which things are harder for you? So that you can be easy on you and you know exactly where you can enter, when you can do it, and just enjoy being a part of your kid development or your student development, which is great. Well, the second, it's measuring and recording all those things, because, you know, we humans tend to be quite negative prone, and it is quite important to have that record that help you remember and see the whole development of your kid. The third one is team building. We think that this is very, very important to involve everybody that is in our kids' life, and sharing the knowledge, the strategies, and being very consistent in every context with all the things that you are working on, so that consistency on our parts helps our kids' development. We can't make them develop. We just can't build the best context of learning. And to do that, we need to know what is working, what is not working in other places, what is going on, what you know. So with our method, we try to do that. As I told you, we also do that in our monthly reunions. So that's another very important thing, that the adults in every context are very close and sharing all those experiences. We expect our method to be part of that team building. The fourth one, I mean, I'm sorry. It's to adjust. We need to know that our kids, well, generally, our kids have their loves and their interests, and the videos also provide some strategies for cognitive or other tools that are needed for language and communication development, or a part of that. And so you need to adjust, to make adjustments and changes, so that it is the better I'm sorry, context of development or learning for a kid. And that needs to be done in every different context. For example, that kind of adaptation can be with its taste, with the moment of the day to do it, if it is in your house, but it also, if it is at school, with whom you do it, where you do it, with the preferences that the kid has in those contexts, so that difference and generalization are part of the development as well. And well, I said some of this before also, and I think we are a part of your development in that, having some knowledge about development and knowing that, having that knowledge might help us to understand where we are and where are we going towards, what are the steps you need to follow, because sometimes you get very disappointed, or it is sometimes our emotional life really interferes with our kids' emotions, and we hope that some of the knowledge we provide help you build those other strategies, and also enjoy those moments with your kids, because that's one of the most important things. As I said, being playful, being on the ground with our kids. We on the videos offer lots of strategies, games, and activities to do, so that after the videos or between videos you can play with them, because what we want is not your kids watching the videos all the time. We want your kid to be out in the world doing some things, but for that you need to prepare them, you know that. So doing it playfully also at school helps them develop other abilities and tolerate other things, because as I said sooner, that structure really relaxes their emotional system, because in part they know what is going to happen, and there can be some flexibility. I hope I'm being clear. Well, we are getting to the end, so I hope that you can ask me all of the things that you want.